Hey there, boys and girls. It's Ralph Garman, and you're listening to Talking Codswallop. Good choice.
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You might know me from the Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast and the I Sell Comics podcast. Listen, I love podcasting. I love talking, but what I really love doing is talking Codswallop.
Hey, I'm Alicia Witt.
I'm Daniel Portman from Game of Thrones. I play Podrick Payne.
I'm Ellipses, and you're listening to the Talking... Okay, I'm Mark Bernard, and you're listening to the Talking Codswallop podcast.
Hey man, it's Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, whose voice you were never used to hearing in the 90s until I started opening it up, man. And that's because I'm a podcaster and you're listening to a podcast, Talking Codswallop, right here, man.
Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I'm James.
Yes, just the two of us again. Building castles in the sky.
I almost didn't say anything, so I was wetting my whistle at the exact moment it came to say my name. So it's like, big gulp.
Oh, okay. Well, why didn't you just have a drink when I said I was having a drink? And then that would have made more sense.
That'll be difficult.
You know, a few seconds before I started saying, welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop, but there you go, that's all sorted. Anyway, I feel a bit silly asking this question, James, but how are you this week and have you done anything fun?
I'm not doing too badly. I went and did a flying visit to my dad at the weekend. We went for a good walk, good 6 miler.
Oh, blimey.
Which was really good, went over the tops. It was an advanced thing because I couldn't see him on my birthday, so I thought I'd just, we did a bit of an advanced thing and spent a bit of time together, distance and safe and all that. So yeah, that was good. And yeah, that's pretty much been it, really.
And you've just reminded me that my calendar told me it was your birthday and I failed miserably to send you a message, so I'm very sorry. And I was also going to send a card and everything as well. So I do apologise. And for you now, happy birthday to you, squashed tomatoes and stew. You look like a monkey, but you don't smell like it.
Yeah. Listen to that Salty Tadpoles. Check out that backpedaling.
Yeah, so salty tadpoles, apparently.
Yeah.
That's what you just called them, salty tadpoles.
Tadpoles. Well, pals, poles. It's all the same thing. They all swim. Kind of.
No, but did you have a nice birthday anyway?
It wasn't bad. It was quiet because you can't really see anybody. But yeah, didn't do too bad. Didn't have such a bad day, so it was quite enjoyable. Yeah, quite good fun. Or about as good as I could get it.
No, I know what you mean, because like back in April when it was mine, it was just kind of like, it's just a normal day, isn't it? But then I think you get to a certain age and birthdays kind of feel like that anyway, don't they?
I think the thing is, you don't really, they lose, well, for me anyway, I'm not exactly enamoured with them, anymore. They don't hold any real interest for me. It's just, get on with it, and it is but another day.
Yep, exactly. But welcome to 38s. I mean, I'm not
Thank
there
you.
yet, but welcome there.
And here's the interesting thing. The year before, I was at Birmingham Comic Con.
You were?
Yeah, so the year before that, I was at Birmingham Comic Con. The day after that, on the second last year, is when I was lucky enough to interview Neil Innes and meet Linda Louise. So
yeah,
what a cool thing that was. So yeah, both. It was this year has been crappy on the holiday front, the birthday front, sorry, apart from seeing my dad.
Yep.
But last year was really good. So yeah, all works out in the wash, as they say.
Yeah, that's good. Well, maybe that's why, like you're saying, because you had such an active year last year, coronavirus has made you stop.
Yeah. So it's all my fault, COVID, eh?
Pretty much, yeah. Sorry, everybody.
well, there was that time I was working that lab in Wuhan, so...
yeah, that'll be it.
And I dropped that vial.
Yeah, and you were trying to do that Ozzy Osbourne impression, weren't you?
Yeah, that's true.
James.
All the things in one go.
Yeah, dropped the vial, worked there, and bit the bat's head off. It all happens in threes.
It certainly does.
It certainly does. And yeah, my week's been pretty good, other than, the normal, really. Well, what's now the normal, but I also managed to get home this weekend as well.
Good.
And see my mum, which was lovely. And we just sat out in the garden and, had a good old natter. Because we got such a big garden that, she could have been one end of the garden and I could have been the other end and just shouted, but no, we didn't. But yeah, it was nice.
Good.
It was nice weather for it as well.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. We've only seen the real change in the weather. Well, certainly here today.
Yeah,
it's gone very humid.
Today it's raining here.
It's rain, but we've had humidity as well because the sun changing temperature from it being really nice and dry.
Yeah,
it's just going really damp and. Anyway,
yeah.
It's only weather.
But as you know, Salty Tadpoles, with this podcast, eventually we always do talk about the weather.
It does seem to end up that way, doesn't it? That it will always end up discussing the weather in some form or another.
Yeah. Although, I have to say, when I saw that it was raining this morning, I was actually quite happy because the last few days I've felt really, really hot. It's been about 27 degrees or something like that down here. But yeah, that's just felt too hot and stuffy for me, but even with the door open and the window open, not good.
No, I agree, because the other problem is it's just been everything's drying out and everything's getting a bit toasted in the garden. So yeah, a bit of welcome rain.
Yes,
and we've got a whole week of it here. So
that's not good. That's not good. But I suppose at least they won't be pulling out the hosepipe ban.
Of course they will. Of course they will. It's going to happen soon. We're already in a drought, so we're going to get a hosepipe ban fairly soon. There's no way around it.
Exactly. It's just like the icing on the cake. It's a bit like the menthol cigarettes on the 20th of May stopped being sold. I think it was the 20th anyway. Much to my disappointment that it still continued to actually, go discontinued or whatever. And yeah, and also menthol filter tips as well. I was told that they weren't getting, I'm going to say discontinued, but whatever, if it's not the right word, fill in the blank. Yeah, so I was told that they weren't getting discontinued. So then it was like a frantic run around to try and find them where I could. The local shop to us, we managed to get a box of 20 of them for 18 quid. So it was like, it was pretty good really. Because it's normally about a quid 50 each. So yeah, he did a little deal for us. But then I went to the Tesco's near me. Other supermarkets are available. And and then they were selling them as normal. So I don't know. So we may have either got far too many or not enough. It depends. But yeah, it was really annoying though. I feel like I've gone into my own Codswallop already, but
I think you have. I think you've gone into your own Codswallop.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. What a load of Codswallop.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really irritating because what they're doing now is they're bringing out normal cigarettes, so not the menthol cigarettes, I mean.
Right.
But then they're going to be bringing out this added thing. I don't know exactly what the thing is, but added thing where you can make the cigarette menthol.
Oh, are these the ones where you crush something in them?
No, that's, they can do the pop ones still, or crush or whatever they're called. But this is something that you can rub on the outside or something, or on the filter tip or something. And it just makes it a menthol cigarette. But I was like, well, why did we get rid of menthol menthol cigarettes if we're just going to do this instead?
It's a good point. It seems of a tad strange whether they get rid of menthol cigarettes for some sort of health reason. Why then give you the ability to make a cigarette into a menthol cigarette? It makes no sense. Yeah,
exactly. I don't understand it at all. And the other thing is that they're obviously going to make more money doing it that way though. So maybe that's been the whole idea as to why they're doing it. I don't know. Fuck you, government. The government totally sucks, you motherfucker. Any Tenacious D fans out there, they'll know that song. Do you like Tenacious D, James?
Yeah, I don't dislike them. I don't really know enough about, I know a few of the songs, but I cannot claim I'm a follower or a huge fan. I like Jack Black. I mean, he's completely insane.
Me too.
I like his stuff, but yeah, I don't really follow the band so much. But yeah, I have nothing against them.
Yeah, I assume you'd know Tribute.
Yes, yeah, I know that song. Yeah,
yeah, because
that's pretty about the only sort of thing that's lurking at the back of my mind.
Yeah,
where I actually have any memory of them.
Yeah, have you ever seen The Pick of Destiny? In that case, then.
I haven't, no.
Oh, you should put that on your list of films.
I will hunt it down. And have a watch of it.
Yeah, I don't think, because basically it's a lot of their songs within it. I can't speak tonight. I think I've got a fat tongue or something. Not really a fat tongue, but, just like chewing on it or whatever. Yeah. Or it's just that I've lost the practice of actually talking to people. That's possibly more than
that could be it.
Yeah.
We'll have a generation of people who don't know how to conduct a conversation properly because they've been brought up in COVID.
Well, I think we've already got that generation because they can only text, can't they?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And when they write anything, they can't even write proper sentences.
No, exactly. It's like, see you later. Actually, before we get into the proper rant, because I've got more Codswallops than you can throw a stick at this week, I wasn't prepared last week. This week, I've really put some thought into this episode.
You're really angry.
I've actually done some planning, which we haven't done for a little while, because last week's episode, we weren't struggling as such, but we just struggling for topics to talk about, I suppose, because obviously everybody's on lockdown, everybody's stuck indoors. So we wanted to kind of, I don't know, bring something funny to the table, didn't we? So, but before we get on to my many other Codswallops, how is your job going? I know you can't go into detail about the company or anything like that, but how is the job going?
So far, so good. It's predominantly training that I'm doing. I was at a video conference thing with the chief exec today, which went well. That was quite interesting. And I've got further training and a little mini conference tomorrow. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's good stuff. It's interesting. It's a different style work to anything I've done before. So yeah, it's definitely a change in direction, a real movement of the rudder.
Yeah, obviously you took some time for yourself as well, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Between jobs, which is completely understandable. If I could do it, I absolutely would. And it's kind of giving you that time where you can just sit and think about what you actually want to do rather than being forced to go into another job that you dislike or whatever. Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, obviously, there'll be moments that you probably won't like the job that you're currently doing because there's times when I hate mine, but, there's other times when I really like mine. So.
Good.
It's all right. But yeah, I'm glad it's going well for you.
Thank you.
And is there any plans to get you into the office anytime soon, or is it more that you're...
I'm not sure when it's going to be. It will be obviously going to be some point in the near future, but to answer that question, we are not sure yet.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I suppose they've got to take all the safety precautions and things like that, haven't they? Not just because of COVID, because of you.
Yes, absolutely. Painting a white cross somewhere and, getting some holy water and some sort of salt on the floor.
Yeah. Have they found out about your glory holes yet?
No, we keep that quiet.
Okay.
Speaking of going back to work, do we know when you'll be able to get back into the office?
Oh, I don't want to go back, James. I want to just work from home.
You may not, but do you know when you will?
No, there isn't. I mean, there's been apparently a few people, or there will be a few people who were furloughed. I think either furloughed or they were off for other reasons, like maybe health reasons or whatever, that are coming back into the main factory. But with regards to the office staff, I mean, few are still in the office, mainly managers rather than anything else. But I think as long as we can work from home, it's going to be continued until, this is all over, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to be honest, I was thinking this the other day on a serious note, that because having the diabetes and stuff was why I was let home a lot earlier, because obviously that's one of the kind of categories that you got to be a little bit careful with. And I don't know that I would feel comfortable going back to work before I hear that it's all clear, if that makes sense. But I don't know how much of that is the fact that I've been indoors, kind of, got used to it. But also, it's not my normal anymore for, been my normal for the last 3 months. This is my normal now. And I don't know if it might just be the little bit of nerves going back into the office as well as everything else. So who knows? But nothing has been decided or anything. So,
well, it's fingers crossed for everybody who is having to go back into work and who already is back in work. So
yeah, absolutely. And hopefully it's quite a good transition. Yeah, because I know that one of our Salty Tadpoles, Robin Maloney, who's, he's quite active on our page, as you probably have seen, he had to go back to work. I think it was either last week or the week before, because time is the same hour nowadays. But yeah, and I don't think he was overly pleased. He was like, no, I can stay off for a bit longer if you want me to.
Yeah, the short answer is no, we don't. Get into the office.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, we don't want to depress people, do we?
No. Let's try not be depressing. Let's try and be happy.
Let's make them laugh with how grumpy I am with my my Codswallops this week. But before I do, have you got any Codswallops this week?
Well, and the fact that, people who I hold close don't realise it's my birthday. When it is. No. I did realise.
I'm
okay.
No, I know.
I haven't got it. That was only a joke, sweet, gentle listeners. And no, I've not really got any major... Well, actually, a Codswallop I can run with is just to say that I find it pathetically sad that people queue for miles and miles and miles to get into McDonald's. And it ties into what we said last week about Starbucks.
Yeah.
For God's sake, people, it's only a takeaway restaurant. It's not like it's going to solve all your problems and cure any illnesses. I don't know. That's me. I just can't get my head around that because you've seen it everywhere. There's one round here they're showing pictures. There's like in Manchester and places. They didn't have to get the police involved. For God's sake, people, have some dignity.
Yeah.
Run over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is a bit crazy, but I can also kind of understand it because we're kind of craving McDonald's at the moment because they're still not open here. So we'd probably be one of the people in the queue, to be honest, be like, I really want a Big Mac. But, yeah, I mean, all of the other sort of fast food places have opened in the area. So Burger King and KFC and stuff like that. So, to be honest, it's been quite nice not having it in a way because I didn't have it really that much in the first place, but it was that occasional, I really fancy it. And then at the moment, if you're sort of saying, I really fancy it and you can't have it, it's like,
yeah, I mean, there's probably an element of that. It's just that, this psychological thing but the chaos it's creating these people in cars and whatnot queuing up, it's crazy. So, Salty Tadpoles, what do you think? Am I being too harsh? Or do you too think it's crazy? If you've been hankering after McDonald's, desperately, violently hankering over it, I'm going to say get a life, but I'm also going to say, please tell me why this is so important. And am I being a meanie or is what I'm saying valid?
If I can answer those questions, you're being a meanie.
Tough shit. No.
But you're allowed because it's your Codswallop, so you're allowed to be. But, yes. But you're meanie. Get a bit of cow slop in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about the cows, have they been fighting this week or cow update?
Yeah, cow update. As far as I'm aware, I've not seen any fighting. I've seen sheep sort of playing and running around. So yeah, the animals generally seem okay.
Okay. Phew. Phew. Right, well, my Codswallops this week. Oh, sorry, have you finished with yours?
Oh, totally. I'm waiting for yours. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat here. Okay.
Well, my first one is a serious one. The co-host getting a job and not being as flexible anymore with recording times.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? It's horrific.
It's terrible. I was always like, pick up the phone an hour later. Do you want to record? Yeah, all right then. Let's do it.
Yeah, now.
Ugh. Now I've got to work around your schedule. Gone. Yeah. Obviously, that wasn't really a serious Codswallop. That was just a jokey one. Yes, I am still really pleased that you got a job.
Thank you.
Right, so one of my Codswallops is I went into a petrol station the other day and it's not related to cars or petrol, so everyone can sigh relief there. But it's to do with this man who kept walking, like he was literally about 2 centimeters away from me. I was standing in the queue, giving plenty of distance, and this guy just kept walking past me. Did it about 3 times, to which in the end, I just shouted at him. You know, I just turned around to him and I was like, "Fuck's sake, mate, do you know what's going on in the world? Can you please move away from me?" Mm-hmm. It almost made my hair stand up, if you know what I mean, because I really didn't want him to, you know, because with everything going on. Yeah, it just... I mean, I was super angry. I should have recorded it there and then because I was so angry about it. But now, obviously, I've had time to think and I'm really not that bothered anymore because it's done and dusted. But yeah, at the same time, it's just some people just don't understand what is going on in this situation, do they?
No.
And he was a prime example of that. And I was just like, for God's sake, it's not like I couldn't have moved because it was quite a narrow aisle that we had to stand down. But at the same time, he didn't have to keep walking the way that I was stood. He could have walked around quite easily because it was only a small petrol station. Well, you know what petrol stations are like. you know what the aisles are like and stuff like that. But
yep, that's true. I have been in a petrol station or two by time.
Yeah. Once or twice. The butler sometimes does it for me.
Yeah, only on a Sunday.
Ah, okay. It's Jeeves' turn on Sundays.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just really did not grasp anything, and it just absolutely really infuriated me. So there was that one. And
I tell you, before you go on to your next one, what it makes me wonder when you talk about that, I've seen examples of that when people are getting close, but it doesn't make me wonder, what are we going to be like when, you know, normalcy resumes, if it ever does, because I suspect COVID will always be around in some form.
Yeah.
But when normalcy resumes, what are we going to be like for people getting close to us?
I don't know. I think initially, because I think you may have brought this up before, but, you know, not that we can't talk about it again. It's not, or me and you might have talked about it privately. I can't remember. But yeah, I think people are going to definitely, it's probably going to be like 6 months to a year before anybody is going to really be back to normal.
Yeah.
I imagine. I mean, maybe with family members it'll be different.
Yeah.
You know, like giving hugs and kisses and stuff like that. But with regards to complete strangers or friends, yeah, I think people will be a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, be more hesitant. Yeah.
Yeah, unless they're a dick like the guy in the petrol station. And then he probably...
Dumbass.
Yeah, yeah. Fire will cleanse us. Set light to them all. So if you're a salty tadpole out there and you like to hug and kiss people that are not any relation to you, or you just like to stand next to them about 2 centimeters away, you know, please stop. It makes people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, Gemma will burn you with fire.
No, not if they're a listener. We need the rating. But I was only joking. That's not all that you are to me. But yeah, not if they're a listener. No, they can, you know, yeah. We'll find
survive that little bit longer.
Yeah, we'll give them another punishment, but you know, yeah, not fire. We don't want to burn them. And my final Codswallop this week is how people park down our road, because we have...
It's another car one.
It's another car one.
Yay!
Yeah. So basically, yeah, we haven't got designated parking. We've got on the road parking basically, and it's just free for all. And probably more houses than the street can take, if that makes sense as well, because 2 of the houses are flats, which obviously we live in one, and then across the road from us is another one with probably the same amount of people. It's the way that people park, and they leave massive gaps either side of their car.
Yep.
If they'd have moved their car back a little bit, or forward a little bit, you could easily have got another car in, you know.
I see that so much, it's untrue.
Yeah.
It drives me potty.
It's absolutely insane. It just really does my head in as well. So when I park, I try to park, you know, sensibly and try and leave enough space for the person to get out, but at the same time, you know, close the gap a little bit as well. And yeah, it just really grates on me, the fact that nobody else thinks like it. The next time they do it, I'm going to take a photo and I'll post it up on our Facebook page. Obviously, I'll black out the number plates and stuff, because, name and shame to a point, but, not completely. But yeah, seriously, it's just annoying. They don't need to park like that. People learn to park.
It's still not as good as just for amusement. I did tell you this once before. I don't know if you remember. I went to something in Leeds, and to ensure that no damage came to my car in the underground car park, there'd been a company that did car washing that went around cleaning people's cars, and they had little advertising signs up in bays. So I went and moved one of the advertising signs, parked, and then stuck advertising signs on either side of my car so nobody could park near me.
Oh, yeah, I do remember you saying that.
It's ingenious.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I do. I absolutely do remember that. Oh, bless you. But wasn't there a time as well that you parked somewhere and you parked way away from other people's cars? And then
I do that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and then somebody came and parked right next to you or something like that.
Yeah.
They had like 48 other parking spaces they could have used, but no, they used the one right next to yours.
Yeah, to be fair, invariably, when I park in a car park, I will park as far away from every other car as I can, because then you ensure there's less, well, you don't ensure, but less likely to happen. But,
You typical Audi drivers.
Do as I say, don't do as I do. There you go.
No, exactly. You should have a bumper sticker that says that.
That's true.
Yeah, but you wouldn't put that on your car, would you?
No.
No, not at all.
Wouldn't dare damage the paintworks.
No, it's your baby. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody else is getting his baby back on the road as well.
Ooh, good.
Just waiting for an engine to turn up, so that's good news.
That's true, because an engine is integral to the...
It's quite important. Yeah, it is quite important, so... Another thing that I was thinking about with regards to this podcast was I was going to bring a new segment to it, which is basically me kind of reviewing an app.
Okay.
I've got an iPhone, so it'd be on iTunes or Apple, whatever. Like a really, really random one, and just making sort of funny out of it, which I've got...
Run with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking we need to come up with a name for it, but we can maybe do that off mic, or if the Salty Tadpoles have got any ideas of how we can incorporate app and me recording it, me reviewing it, then, send them in. That'll be good.
Yeah, that'd be good, like a little competition, so he comes with the best one.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to win anything apart from my approval.
Yeah, and that, trust me, is important over everything.
Yeah, exactly. Says the man whose birthday I forgot.
You're not the only one, so don't feel too bad about it.
No, I really do, because obviously my calendar's like at home. So I happened to look at my calendar and I went, right, James's birthday, need to sort that out. I know what his address is because obviously I've sent enough stuff to you. Right, I'm going to get this. Well, it's like a card and stuff like that. And I was like, fuck, when you brought it up then, I was like, fuck, I forgot.
So you're the one who keeps sending me the poison pen letters. I thought the handwriting looked familiar.
It's not poisoned. But anyway, going back to the app idea, but there's a couple that I've got in the background, but there was this one that really, really made me laugh, which was introduced to me by Chris. I can't believe I just said with him upstairs.
You, whoever you are, yeah.
Yeah. It's called Sleep Talk app. Sleep Talk app. You have to pay for the app, but it does record it records up to about 2 hours. So you can set it to record 2 hours from when you're actually going to sleep. And then it will record that 2 hours so it can hear the silly things that you sort of do, and if you're a snorer or if you talk in your sleep or what noises you make and things like that. But on the app, they've also got some funny ones as well. Mm-hmm. And I thought that would be quite fun to actually listen to on the episode today. So I'm going to play a couple of them. This is the first one. Can you hear that, James?
Unfortunately so.
You done?
No, you don't.
So, yeah, I'm trying to find the one that was the really, really funny one, though. I think it's this one.
Which is the one to least traumatise me?
No, it's gonna traumatise you. Hold on. I'm gonna turn it right up a minute so that...
Fucking hell. Go and open the window, Gary. Go and open the window.
As you can hear, she's not impressed. But there's other ones. It's not just farts. Right, we'll go with this one. It's gibberish song. Oh, that really just made me laugh a lot.
Yeah, I once, one of my friends many, many years ago stayed over at my house, and I understand he was sleeping downstairs, as was one of my other friends. And my friend, one of them, sat up in the middle of the night, bolt upright, and just like going, and I went back to sleep.
Yeah, it's so funny and so interesting to hear people when they're asleep, isn't it? It's just surprising because, like, obviously when you're asleep, you don't really know what you kind of you do or whatever, do you?
You don't know.
No, unless obviously you got somebody who will tell you. But yeah, otherwise it's just like quite an interesting to actually listen to yourself when you're sleeping. So yeah, I highly recommend this app. And yeah, and like I said, it is a free app, but you have to pay for it if you want to have if you want to listen to it over an extended time, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's I want to play this one. It's called Womble in the Bed.
Yeah. What? What's the matter? There's a fucking womble in the bed. I said there's a fucking womble in the bed. There's a fucking womble in the bed. He's fucking like that. Right, that was a womble in the bed. There's a womble.
It's just like hearing his other half sort of going, for fuck's sake, just go back to sleep. Lie down and go to sleep. Yeah.
It seems to be a good way of recording people with extreme mental health problems, I suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to see if there's any more that really kind of made me giggle.
Traumatised.
Yeah. There's one called Motorbike Fart. Should we try that one as the last one?
I think so. Oh.
James, why aren't you laughing at that one? Okay.
I think I just found that deeply unnerving.
Oh my god, that was really funny. Probably crapped his pants, that one. Oh, I cried a little bit with that one. I'm getting warm now as well. So it's kind of, it's getting to the point where I'm going to delirium now. Oh dear. Right.
Send to yourself.
I lost myself at Motorbike Fart. There you go. Right, James, I'm going to compose myself now. And should we go into the stories of the week that I found?
Yes, please.
Yeah? Okay, so we may not do all of them, but we have got 4 that I found. So would you prefer to start with a man about a shoe fetish, a fox, a seagull, or the man with the world's largest penis?
Shoe fetish.
Shoe fetish. Okay. Right. So headline reads, man with shoe fetish stole 126 flip-flops so he could have sex with them.
Can't even remain faithful to one pair, clearly.
No, absolutely. I'm going to have to bypass his name because this is a person from Thailand and I can't pronounce his name, but I will certainly try.
I wonder how the other shoes feel when they know he's cheating on them.
I know. Or do they have to sit and watch?
Yeah.
Some of them with stuff on, others without.
Yeah.
I seem to be picking conversations with cum in them quite a lot. Right. A man has been arrested in Thailand for allegedly stealing his neighbour's shoes in order to have sex with them. Okay, I'm going to try his name. Therap Kalia. Right, that'll do. 24, had a fetish for flip-flops and was found with a staggering 126 pairs that he had pinched from locals in his town in central Thailand, the police said. Yes, I hesitated then because I was not going to actually pronounce the town after butchering his name. Officers identified using footage from CCTV set up outside his latest alleged victim's house. I don't know if they're a victim if he's just stealing their shoes. It's not like he's going in there and murdering them, is it? When they searched the man's home, they found his sprawled collection of shoes that he claimed he'd been collecting for more than 2 years. Kalia, which is potentially a different pronunciation than what I said earlier, said he would wear them around his home as it turned him on, the police complained. They claimed. He probably complained as well.
Yes, I bet he probably did.
Yeah. He allegedly told officers that after several hours of wearing the flip-flops, he cuddled and kissed them, stripping off and rubbing them all over his body before having sex with them. Oh, how romantic. It's a flippity-flop, flippity-flop. I wonder if that's the song he sings to him. Police said his collection included dozens of different brands, sizes, and colours of shoes, all of them well worn. The vast array of footwear was laid out in front of the police station, because again it says the town, as part of a press conference on Monday, which it's pretty impressive. So I'll take a screenshot of that in a bit. And, there's a picture there, so I'll save that picture. He admitted 3 charges of nighttime theft and snatching, possessing of a digital transceiver. Transceiver? Does that sound like a right word? Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, transceiver without permission and violating the coronavirus curfew, the police said. Naughty boy. Right. He said, after we suspected the suspect, we also found out that he had already been arrested last year for stealing flip-flops in another district. He's like the flip-flop bandit, isn't he? He fully admitted to stealing the sandals for lewd purposes, so will be detained at the station until a court appearance for prosecutors to decide on the next part of the legal process for him. Okay, that's the end of that story. Thoughts, James?
All I can say is, what a heel. Hey!
You've been waiting all that time, haven't you, to say that?
Oh, yes. Once that little brain worm or whatever he's got to work, I was like, right, I've got the words for this one.
Yeah, I've got another one as well. He flipped for those flops.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he did. I wonder the thing is, I wonder why flip-flops. Of all the shoes he could, become aroused and fascinated by, why flip-flops?
I don't know.
Why not high heels?
That's the usual choice, isn't it? But then maybe because it's Thailand, they don't wear high heels as much.
Possible.
So just thinking because it's hotter over there, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really understand the thinking. being turned on by shoes. It's
No.
not really my sort of thing.
Not really mine either. Not at all mine, actually. I don't know why I said not really mine either.
You're thinking, right, do I like shoes or do I not like shoes?
No, I don't. I'm the kind of girl that's got about 3 pairs of shoes and I wear them to death. And then when they die, I then eventually replace them. But yeah, not massively into shoes at all. But I don't understand. And also, was it just female flip-flops? I feel like this article has left us with a lot of questions. Was it just female flip-flops, or was it male flip-flops, or was it mixed gender flip-flops? Well, let's leave the kids there. But I don't want to go there. But let's hope it wasn't that. But yeah, I mean, it's left lots of questions here, James.
It's true. It has. It's left some real footprint in the sand for us.
Oh, no.
In fact, to be fair, it's left footprints in the sand for the people whose flip-flops he stole.
And the other question is, would they want them back?
Actually, that's true, yeah. Pros, when they're there, would like to reunite the flip-flops with the owners.
Yeah.
When they put them on and go, God, these seem to mould to my feet a lot better than they used to do.
These have got soul.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So basically what you're telling me is he's a soul man.
Yes, he is. Or he's the soul convict.
Yeah.
Okay, James, I can pun too, apparently. Next story. Moving on from the weirdo. So, fox, seagull, or man with world's longest penis exposed.
Let's go with the dong dude.
The dong dude.
Yep.
I'm liking how you're going with shoe fetish and large penis so far. You didn't want to go for either of the animals.
Nope. I think we got to stick with the topic.
Okay. Right. Let's hope there's not too many words in this one. Oh, right. This is from The Sun. You'll soon see why. Phallus-Y, so fallacy. Man with the world's longest penis exposed as a fake by doctors who say it's just 6 inches long. Most men would be happy with 6 inches.
How have they worked out it's fake? I'm intrigued. Go on.
Okay, so Roberto Esteban, 54, refused to take off the bandages off his appendage. So,
I was going to say it was his appendix. Wow.
No, appendage. Oh no, we got another word that I can't say. Appendage. There we go. Okay, so off his appendage so that the doctors could examine his member. A man who claims to have the world's largest penis could be telling tall tales with suggestions his member is only 6 inches long. The man from Mexico has gained worldwide attention on his oh, for fuck's sake, his penis.
His Johnson, his schlong.
Yeah, his knob. Yeah, I don't like the fancy words. Use normal words, son. After claiming it was 18.9 inches long, making it the world's largest penis. And then there's a glamorous picture of him with a sock on it, or whatever. But radiologist Dr. Jesus Pablo Gil Murrow, who has examined Roberto, threw the world record claims into doubt when he said the man refused to take off the bandages and would not let him see the skin. Dr. Moreau, again pronounced slightly differently than what I said earlier, when he first came to do a CT scan, my first impression was that is a unique and unusual case. I had never seen a patient like Roberto. He said he had become suspicious and conducted a CT scan, saying what the CT scan showed was that there is a very large foreskin. It goes just before the knee, but the penis itself is about 16 to 18 centimeters from the pubis. Pubis? Stupid words. Everyone's forgotten how I read, haven't they? He explained, so it doesn't go all the way through the foreskin. The rest of the blood tissue, I don't even know where I got blood from. The rest of the tissue found there is just foreskin of blood vessels, there we go, and some inflammation of the skin. It then emerged Roberto had talked to his psychiatrist and revealed he had beginning enlarging his willy. They wrote willy. Since he was a teenager, with Dr. Munro saying he was obsessed with the penis length. It is understood 54... Oh my God. So he did that since what years? So since he was a teenager. So it's at least 40 odd years he'd been doing it. It was understood 54-year-old Roberto had been stretching it with weights since he was a teenager. The claims have sent quivers through the world record community, particularly after the man with the second largest penis in the world argued Roberto's todger was not what it made out to be. So, Johann Falcon, 47, who claims to have a 13.5-inch penis, says the fact that Roberto blah 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 used weights means his claim is not real. Okay, there's more. Do we need more?
Probably not.
Yeah, just one thing. Johann, 47, from New York, told The Sun his penis isn't 19 inches. Doctors have acknowledged this and said he could have normal sex life if he is essentially circumcised. So at 54, would you want to be circumcised?
Probably not. I mean, it sounds like this guy's stretched the truth quite a lot.
It's quite a fallacy, really, as well, isn't it?
He's not carrying a python. He's got more of a grass snake.
But out there, there's nothing wrong with a grass snake.
Yeah, and he's not fireman's hose, is it? It's more like a water pistol.
Yeah. If it's too big, it's a choking hazard. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, stretching with weights, can't think that's a particularly healthy thing to do.
No, not at all. But at the same time, in India, they have the men who stretch it with like sticks and stuff, don't they?
You've got to wonder if he's got all that extra skin that he has no use for. Going to the toilet and things can't be easy.
No, you're right. It has to be difficult. It's kind of like threading it through, or maybe you have to roll it up.
Yeah. Oh, God. I can't begin to think. Think like a goddamn dressing gown, won't it? Or something flopping around in the wind.
Yeah.
Bet he trips up over it at night.
He needs to go to the toilet half an hour beforehand to get himself ready.
Yeah, I still don't think he's going to beat Liam Neeson, but, you know.
No, yeah, definitely. And many others I've heard as well, but I can't think of any of the others at the moment. But yeah, Liam Neeson's cock is how big? How big is it? Well, whether he's telling the truth or whether he's lying, I mean, at the end of the day, if he's happy...
Yeah. I can't fathom, though, that if it is all skin, which it probably is from what this thing is, how the hell he's actually managed to live a quote-unquote normal life. And what is he, 54?
Yeah, 54.
Yeah. No. Nightmarish images.
No. I can't actually begin to think of it either. Ugh.
Oh, God. Yeah, no. It'd be just like some fucked up elephant trunks.
It's like one of the really old elephants.
Yeah.
Dragging its trunk on the ground. Well, although they do say when you get older, things drop, don't they? So maybe that's what happened. Maybe he wasn't doing the weights.
Well, it's not happened to me yet, so...
Well, you got a few years left yet, though.
Yeah, it's true.
We should have asked Brian Johnson, shouldn't we?
Yes. Brian, if you're listening, is it dragging on the floor yet?
Do your ears hang low? Oh, there's always a song for every occasion.
If Frank wants to tell us about how he deals with his problem.
Yes, he's more than welcome to come on.
Yeah.
I emailed him the other day, but I haven't received a response, so we might have to give up on that one. But certainly, I'm still trying. So
we can but try.
You see, yes, exactly. Right, I feel like we should have one more story.
Okay.
And I'm choosing this one.
Excellent.
I'm going to go with the fox.
Okay.
Again, headline reads, Fox rescued after getting his head stuck in a car wheel.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's sort of ending on a cute one, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of car content in this episode, and it's
really
not from me, interestingly.
You know what? We should totally call this episode Car Corner.
Yes.
Because Andy still listens.
Yes. See, Andy, we have Car Corner. I'm afraid you've gone, but we do have Car Corner.
Well, it's his choice to leave.
That's true.
A fox somehow managed to get his head stuck in a car wheel. The unlucky or lucky, depending on how you look at it, animal had appeared inside the alloy wheel and then been unable to get back out. Thankfully, the RSPCA, along with firefighters, managed to rescue him using special equipment to cut through metal. He was spotted in the garden in Croydon, South London, in case people don't know. That was more of an Australian accent. Didn't know I could do an Australian accent, but there you go.
G'day there.
Fantastic. But I was trying to do a Croydon accent on May the 21st. The homeowners had been storing a spare wheel and called the RSPCA for help as the fox was desperately trying to free himself. Hold on. Chris is falling asleep and he's snoring.
Get the recorder on him. Get the recorder on him.
Oh, bless him. It's only 8 o'clock.
Definitely get the recorder on him.
Yeah, well. Oh. Okay, where did I get to? They tried to do something themselves by applying grease to his neck to help him pull his head through.
Mm-hmm.
But this wasn't working as the fox was becoming more distressed. Oh, he's such a little cutie pie as well. Oh, he's got his little tongue out as he got rescued. Scrolling. There's loads of pictures. Kirsty said, this poor fox was really struggling to free himself and was terrified, so I knew we had to act quickly. His neck was swollen from where he'd been desperately tugging his head. Oh, God, we're tugging heads again.
Yeah. Our friend with the long wang knows all about this problem.
So there was no way he was going to pull himself free. Thankfully, the London Fire Brigade were able to spare a bit of time to come out to the home, and while we waited, I offered him some water, which he was grateful for. The fire officers used special equipment to cut through the metal and free the fox. I checked the fox over, and as he wasn't injured, I was able to release him. I'm so grateful to the London Fire Brigade for sparing some of their time to help this fox. He really wouldn't have been able to free himself without us all. So, Foxy Loxy, which was my stuffed toy as a child. Yeah, it was a little fox. And, he got his head stuck in a wheel.
Oh, at least it's free. The follow-on story is 2 days later, the fox was found in a trap.
Well, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got found trying to eat chickens and got shot.
Yeah, that's more than likely. They put a tracker chip on them and they watched his every moves. Then all of a sudden, one day he wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't like that. I laughed then.
Yeah. They put a tracker chip on him. For some reason, he was crossing a motorway with no problems, and then suddenly the chip stopped moving.
Yeah. Oh, it's like Animals in Father Wood, isn't it? You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah. Just about. I just about remember it, so.
Come on, I watched it. I watched it quite a lot, so you can't have just... Unless you didn't watch it as religiously as I did, but it came out around the same time as we probably would have both watched it, so...
I think I did religiously watch it, I just can't overly remember it. I remember there was the books, I remember reading the books, but I don't remember much about them.
Yeah, there was the magazines as well, wasn't there?
Oh, I didn't know there were magazines, so...
Oh, well, there you go. It's magazines. But, yeah, it's like some quite traumatizing TV that we were all addicted to.
Yes. It explains why there's so many screwed up, 30-something people now.
Screwed up millennials.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all because of the animals of Farthing Wood. God damn you. Oh, but yeah, no, I absolutely love that programme. Well, anyway, James, unless you've got anything left to say, which you are welcome to say if you want to, I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week.
All I can say is whenever you're crossing a road, look both ways.
Okay. And don't be squished like an animal.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I think that we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I have been James.
Yeah, and we hopefully have given you plenty of giggles this week. So feel free to tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell your family.
True.
Listen to us.
And remember, whatever that man with the long dong tells you, that isn't a scarf.